Hey everybody, it's January 2020 and what you are watching is the January 2020 Quick Tips put out by QuickBooks Made Easy. I am Greg Bosson. Oh, I can't believe it's 2020. You know that means it's a presidential election year. Oh my God. But anyway, let's not talk about that now. Let's talk about a new feature that I wanted to show that's only available in Desktop 2020. So if you have an older version of QuickBooks or if you have the online edition, you won't get this feature. But in 2020 Desktop, there's a new feature that allows you to collapse columns on reports. So let me explain this to you. If you are using QuickBooks correctly and you're a nonprofit, then you are going to be using this class field to track your programs, admin, and fundraising. And as you can see, I have a class called Program, and then underneath it, I have subclasses, all right? And then I have admin and fundraising. Actually, I'll go over to the class list just to show it to you. And because a lot of people use these classes to kind of break up their nonprofits into program, admin, fundraising, and then they might have subclasses. So I only have one parent class called program, and then I put things to the various programs underneath it. But you might even have a program called education, and then underneath it, you'd even have subs of that. So you can have subs of subs. The point is, when you have classes that have subs like that, it makes your P&L by class report kind of obnoxious. You see you have the program, the program, the program, then the total, then admin, then fundraising, and then I'll go all the way over here and you get the big total. And yes, that's, what you need to get, but it's a lot of columns. So what people do is they end up in the past, they had to send reports over to Excel, hide these three columns so they could get a page that just has program, admin, and fundraising, and then they would have to create another report that would be a second page that would have the details, the three programs that make up the total. Because to put all these columns on one page is too much to read. So now, in much the same way that you've been able to collapse the sub accounts, now it's called collapse rows, you can also collapse columns, which means collapsing, in this case, this subclass. So I want you to watch this. I have program, 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 and then a total program, and then admin and fundraising. If I click collapse columns, it's a lot of cuss. If I click collapse columns, now it just says program, admin, fundraising, and total. And this is something that you can print out. And then later on, you could create another report that just has the subs. But the point is that we have this new expand and collapse columns. You can also use the plus and the minus here. It's only available in the desktop 2020, but I think this alone is a reason to upgrade to QuickBooks Desktop 2020. If you're a member of TechSoup, you can get it for, I think it's a $75 or $50 or something like that for the program. So it's certainly worth it. And one more thing I'll say about this. Some people, instead of using classes to kind of break things up, they use the customer job field, which means when you're in a, go to a check screen here, they use this field here. I like to use it for tracking grants. And you may have grants with sub grants underneath it. But if you have subs here, again, when you do a P&L by customer job, which I know some of you do, again, you may have a lot of columns. So you can collapse and expand the columns for customer job as well. So just kind of wanted to point that out to you. And that'll be it. I know that was a quickie, but I think it's pretty important. Take care and talk to you next month.